Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, your new self will torment narcissists to collapse. This collapse period is something your eyes are not ready to accept. What you are witnessing visually with your naked eyes. I'm not sorry because people know exactly what they are doing to others and why they are doing it. If they get temporary pleasure from watching kind-hearted souls get abused with their daily habits, then they should get prepared to taste 10 times the worst medicine, which will catch them by surprise when they least expect it. Let me take you to a different road with this scary skin-crawling journey. I'm reminding you, do not interfere with their consequent phase. Let me tell you this as a part of sharing my life with you. You know how good they are at limiting and cutting the ties of your networks with important people so that you will end up empty. Or should I say like a castle got abandoned, a building without electricity. In our lives, we don't voluntarily fall for the trap. Age and maturity play a big role, and most of the time, the majority of them were forced to go through the unpleasant journey due to control and pressure from many directions. Although they know this isn't right, they were forced to stuck in a situation due to no proper help, misusing power, lack of strength, and betrayal. So the dancing game of all these disgusting spirits who live in a human form becomes out of control. All of us know that when a person gets access to a certain area of your life, they would love to play with your pulse to see how far they can push you. The quick red flag you should never ignore is seeing a person attack your self-esteem. This is one of the disgusting traits narcissists have in their DNA. All of us know that they are shameless people who are willing to do and say anything out loud anywhere to feel they are above everyone, and they also think that they have authority and audacity to act so. How this will backfire on them is pretty much nasty than you think. If you are a mature person, you won't laugh or feel bad if you see something that happens to them as an after effect. There are people who feel no remorse for destroying others' lives. These people are power hungry too and have material desires. How do I make them taste their worst medicine? Don't you know that narcissists can't tolerate those who are strong with the facts they bring to the table? Don't you know they are busy choosing fake personality and torturing themselves before arriving at certain places to meet people? And they are looking at you after some time passes. You are still capable of rebuilding a new form of yourself that kills the narcissist watching you from afar, the way you carry yourself with grace and respect. You can't buy respect. You can't form a powerful circle without your original pleasant character. If you are one of a kind, another unique child is going to identify you as a meaningful person. Ask yourself, how many times do people try to re-enter your life circle after karma started to feed them medicine that they can't tell anyone but die every single day in silence? You tell me. How many of you have experienced something that is way more powerful among us? Use high-profile people mentioning your name in front of people who constantly work on defeating you. Narcissists, energy vampires, psychos, they are selfish and will never change and will never let others improve in their lives. When I was a teenager, I thought it was their behavior of being lack of empathy. But after I hit the maturity of life, I came to realize that they are programmed, influenced, and cursed to live with such a miserable, heartbreaking, soulless life. They are not just ruining their bloodline, they will ruin other people's great future bloodlines too. Do you really know the meaning of a man who acts righteous in front of people with a holistic image and continues to attack others to throw them off from the right path, lost the beauty of his own life and family image until they couldn't show the face to the public because people saw everything when it blew up, like they couldn't hide it anymore. Guys, the person who hates you the most knows your greatness. And the best part is, they will show up in the place where people celebrate you for your years of achievement. All the lies that they have told for years to ruin your life and reputation become your great blessing, which will rid off every piece of them with anger, depression, and a chaotic lifestyle. When you have unexplainable temptation or stimulation to act out of your purpose track, whether it is about a situation or person, check the list in your mind or the past histories regarding the issue, the effect, impact, and how it makes you feel. Is it the same situation or story with different characters? Do you know how I deal with temptation? The dark realm knows exactly to send whom your way or make you fall for the trap to restart your whole journey from scratch. Now you can tell me, nah, I'm not going to worry, God is with me. Excuse me, this world is a combination of everything. The person you thought was a scary psycho is not enough demonic compared to what some people have been through in their life until they reach the level of visiting their own death door. Everyone knows narcissists are good at escalating any issue to peak and also good at implanting suicidal thoughts. Dark world or purest world, always recognize and remember the remarkable presence of a lovable soul. Remember that. Dark world or purest world, always recognize and remember the remarkable presence of a lovable soul. When I was 22, I allowed too many people in my life, and this led to disaster until I reached the level where I can't lift my hand. I can't even hold a spoon properly. I suffered for weeks until the word narcissism was introduced to me. I was between making a decision, either committing suicide or walking away from everything. And it takes only one thought to switch my mind and one decision to rewrite a new story. As I said in the title, your new self will torment narcissists to collapse. As soon as you understand why this kind of character is hunting you, and needs your resources, immediately you must create a layout to improve your skills and aesthetic to a super desiring level and never give away easily unless they are humans who know how to be appreciative of someone's love, help, time, and presence. I don't know how many of you are aware of this. Narcissists most of the time have unexplainable accuracy when it comes to intuition for the wrong stuff. They can predict your moves as they have a list of counter reactions of someone who is aware of their disorders. They have a busy mind and not able to rest. Even at night, they can't sleep. This is why they always choose different images for different occasions. But here's the catch. Their mind and body don't operate well, and this leads to deep mental torture. Either they will project onto others if anyone is near them, or they sort it out by involving themselves in something to numb the anger or pain that they refuse to go through. The door to actual disaster had already opened for them the day they started to steal others' blessing, throwing innocent souls under the bus just to escape facing consequences. One more thing about people who said I have past histories with a few failed relationships. I don't care how you're going to take this, but from my point of view, I would love to share with those who think on a different level. Male or female, it doesn't matter. Nobody will change a partner quickly and jump to another like nothing happened to you a few weeks ago or months ago. It means you are not a real lover, because a real lover will take some time to recover and be aware of importance before getting into another new love life. Although that particular person is capable of giving the purest love and knows how to keep the relationship peaceful and healthy. I'm not asking anyone to be guarded. Just don't give yourself to someone who doesn't know your value. You will be busy watering their plants, but you forget that you have a big garden to take care of too. This monitoring spirit is always around you, family members, friends, and people you work with. They are not a grateful person and will not be satisfied with anything. People say don't compare yourself with anybody, but here's what I can tell you. Those who humiliate you, disrespect you, steal the greatness from you, know so well that you are one of a kind that they can't get feel or get experience from anybody else. And this leads them to a mental breakdown before they do something to you. Have you seen that some fruit skins looks nice from outside but is already rotten inside? Nothing left for them until the external beauty disappears. And it will happen when you least expect it. That's when they become people's nightmare as reality hits hard and they are not going to get any resources from people anymore because everything comes to surface. Some of you might think this is silly. If a person is afraid to tell you about their past, there are two main reasons. One can be a trauma, two can be hiding something that you shouldn't know. This is where everything begins to mess with your life if you allow them to know you more than you should. If you allow narcissistic people close to you, it's equal to hugging a cactus tree. They have done this so many times with others and it's just your turn. So if you don't want to be on their list, check with the vibe a person is giving you. They will keep an eye on you even after 10 years. One thing I have noticed about narcissistic people is that they look 10 to 15 years older than their actual age. It doesn't matter whether that is a male or female. The spirit that is monitoring them is actually ruining their life with fake promises. They have serious problems in their life that you wish for nobody, and they are good at hiding their faces in public places. But it won't last too long because they can't maintain it. As you know, they have no self-control when it comes to something related to getting or feeling pleasure from involving any activity. You think they trapped you? Yes, some are smart at the beginning level. But how many of you have seen them fall for their own trap that they dig for you? Why narcissistic and witchcraft are siblings? They were lost children since their childhood due to wrong upbringing, terrible parenting, and also major influences of multiple narcissists around them. They were programmed to do and behave in a certain way as an exchange for getting temporary love and attention in return. So, at an early stage or throughout their growth process, they were molded to become unhygienic. If you think on a deeper level from a few perspectives, then you know I'm not only talking about physical stuff here. The way they talk, behave, and activities they were involved in most of the time are self-destructive. As they turn into adults, they already store too much rage and envious spirit which had also become out of control. This is what separates a loving child and a wrong upbringing child into two different directions. When one has totally lost the meaning of life too soon, they made an agreement with wrong stuff for many reasons. And one of the familiar things is involved with spell work and witchcraft. Without knowing the after effect, they fully trust the wrong one to replace the soul with terrible karma and disgusting spirits in one body. Soul trapping and torturing becomes their main motive when they look at a joyful, loving child because it triggers their different reality that they are living. When this reaction happens, the number of solutions that clicks in that narcissist's mind is to unalive the child as soon as they can. Either kill slowly with all kinds of torture or straight away and hide it without evidence. Narcissists love those who don't recognize their worth. You can't satisfy a soulless person. You can create most fairy fantasy type Christmas trees and environments, and they can tell you, I don't feel the joyful, loving atmosphere. There are always two points of view when two different people function in two different ways. Very simple. Don't engage with those with whom you don't feel connected. Don't look at the physical beauty, reputation, or success story. Focus on the details you have about a person and how you feel when they are around and after effect. I know it's easier to say than do, but you can see with your own eyes those who act powerful, untouchable once upon a time. When victims come forward to tell the truth, everything gets exposed, like nobody can run or hide. If this can happen to them, although they were protected for their wrongdoings in the past, question about the people who want to deal with you now. Answers will reveal to you itself. I always remind people that if a person has already come to a point to gain your benefits by ruining a beautiful connection, partnership, or relationship, there should be no room for any further discussion. People are conscious of their behavior and also the impact of it on others. I'm not sure how many of you are going to agree with me on this matter now. Karma actually will take out people who are there to help them for good and bad. The worst case is death. All of us know that some cowards are comfortable doing wrong things beyond the limits because there is someone who is enabling their wrongdoings and also they are protecting them. But nobody takes the time to understand that there is something powerful among us who is watching to launch one final move to give people unpleasant lessons for misusing chances that were given to correct. Karma loves to take out certain people from certain circles to trigger an imbalanced dynamic that leads to depression, mask falls off, fights, legal case, bankruptcy, and other similar things. How many of you have seen prideful people suffer in the late 40s and 50s when everything goes out of control as people wake up to their real character? Their family members will refuse to be in contact with them, and in the worst case, their own children will stop caring about them. All this will make the false image, pride, reputation that they held tight for years crushes down worse than you thought. Being so comfortable, humiliating, abusing, punishing, and outcasting people who are not guilty just for the sake of feeling they are above others eventually will get the same treatment 10 times fold back from many directions when the time has come for them to eat their own medicine. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Guys, please, be in the place where you are celebrated for your good heart, not in the place where you have to tolerate. Don't lower your standard, because people who did you dirty will seek a chance to get close to you after years pass by thinking you will forgive them and take back or accept. If you are young and capable of thinking and knowing how to differentiate good and bad manners, people who are 10 to 15 years older than you should know better, is it? You never ever take back or accept anyone who turns on your back, who mistreated you, who misuse your kindness, your help, or your skills. Day by day, these unhygienic spirits realize they can't have what they want from people if they show their true selves to people. So they are copying every trait and mannerism of righteous people. You improve your lifestyle, and then from there you can see how the magic works effortlessly. Whatever is left in your hand, use it, build a better formation, a new life, and improve the beauty, and never give anyone easily unless they come to you with the same love and appreciation of what you are giving. There are people out there who write down everything on a piece of paper tonight, what they want to do after they wake up the next morning, and we received news that someone didn't make it the next morning. We are alive. We have the choice to choose which part we want, with whom you want to work, what kind of circle you want. Let people say whatever they want, as long as you know about yourself and are clear with the decision you have made. I don't give a damn how they feel, but make sure your new self is more attractive, pleasant, confident, more passionate, more wiser, and conscious about your direction, more powerful, and become worthy of treating with love and respect the same valuable people. Don't entertain people or situation from the past because it will ruin your new life blessing. Let the one who mistreated you, who made use of your greatness in the past, regret watching you become the desirable character of many people. When you decide to live like a human, you will know the meaning of living. If you see a person who operates with ego, greed, pride, and all materialistic things, you can immediately say that there is no freedom, a peaceful moment, and the road to self-destruction has set long ago. Before I end this video, I want to tell you a very important thing. If you choose to do right by walking on the right path, then there is no right or wrong way of doing something. You will be guided and you will get the help. When I was 22 years old, I didn't pay any therapist when I was battling alone. The day when I wake up from the death of my old self, I realized the real face of my family members, relatives, friends, and what kind of society is this. I remind myself only one thing. I see God as the whole unit who has every power in His control. Good or bad, only He is the one who can end my life. Until then, let me walk with His followers, who don't speak about God 24/7 in public, but show through their behavior how a person would act and behave if one chooses to walk the right pathway. Hey, listen here. Day by day, the percentage of people who wish good for others is getting lower and lower and lower. Pray for those who need guidance, answers, and help. For yourself too. Take a good care, be good to yourself, stay safe. See you in my next video.